In this video, we're going over power of 2. So given integer n, return true if it's a power of 2, otherwise return false. Integer n is a power of 2 if there exists an integer x such that n is equal to 2 to the x. In our first example, we're given this number n is equal to 1, and we can see that it's a power of 2 because 2 to the 0 is equal to 1, so we return true. Similar case here, we get 16, so 2 to the 4 is equal to 16. It's a power of 2, so we return true. Let's go over the dot process. So let's first go over the brute force approach. We can continuously divide n by 2 until n reaches the value of 1. Now, if n cannot be divided by 2, then we know it is not a multiple of 2 or a power of 2. Now, a better approach is to use bit operations. So let's look for a pattern. If we have the current multiples 1, 2, 4, 8, and moving forward, if we convert into bit form, we get 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, and 1, 0, 0, 0. We can see that if the bit string is a power of 2, there is only one set bit. So we have one set bit here, one set bit, one set bit, and one set bit. Now, we can just count the number of bits inside, or number of set bits inside the bit string. Now, this approach will cause us of 32 time complexity, because in an integer, this is at most 32 bits. Now, an even better approach is to use the following formula. Now, we can use the formula n and n minus 1. Now, how does this formula work? We can just check if this is equal to 0 or not, because, for example, if we currently have the bit string, or if we currently have the number n is equal to 4, which has the bit string 100, if we perform this formula, we get 100 and with 011, which is equal to 0. We can see that if we perform this operation, and if the result is equal to 0, then the bit string must have only one set bit. Now let's go over the pseudocode. So let's first validate the input parameter. If n is less than or equal to 0, we can return false because it's not a power of 2. Then we can return true if n and n minus 1 is equal to 0. Else we can return false. Now let's go over the time and space complexity. For the time complexity, we get O of 1, and our space complexity, we get O of 1. Now let's go over the code. So we'll first validate the input parameter. If n is less than or equal to 0, we can return false. And then we can only return true if n and with n minus 1 is equal to 0. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more videos that will help you pass the technical interview.